Lana brought pots and pans. He's got a cigar in his mouth.
It's not a drop. He about to drink damn pot and pan.
All of Miami walking around like Alejandro Solana. Swisher Sweets.
This ain't a Swisher time. This is a good cigar time.
Pots and pans. You hear Jack say it in the montage there. 7th trip to the NBA Finals.
Woo!
Insanity. It did not even feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, Crowder, but it did not even feel like a legit dream. You know, everyone in the back of your mind at the start of any season, you think about your team in the finals, the Super Bowl, the World Series. For our hockey team and our basketball team, the way these seasons went, it didn't seem like a legitimate dream that either of them were going to be in the finals, let alone both of them.
Yep.
So we are living something that many cities don't get to live, and we're doing it in this implausible fashion. And by the way, I remind you, the Heat sent Boston fans walking out of their arena in a Game 7, unhappy. The Panthers sent Boston fans walking out of their arena in a Game 7, unhappy. This is so remarkable that I don't know what to do other than to celebrate, thank Caleb Martin, thank Eric Spoelstra. I mean, it's really hard to put into words what this team has accomplished.
Well, first we need to fly to Boston and hand out sorry cards. We apologize. We apologize, Boston. But Huck, I just kept thinking about it last night. They kept playing it, and then I went to the Panthers as well. The entire Heat organization was telling us to pump the brakes. We're good. Don't worry about it. Jimmy told us a year ago, don't worry about it. Paul Maurice was telling us that. Kachuk, Bob, everybody was saying it, but we're all caught in our feelings, and now we lose the guts. I know I lost the guts a number of times. These teams told us what was about to happen, and it went and got it done. We are knocking off franchises that are more historic, that are more well-known, that are the initial 6 and all that crap in hockey. We the damn Miami Heat. We the damn Florida Panthers. Take it.
I saw a tweet from someone that said, exactly the way the founders of hockey drew it up, the finals between South Florida and Las Vegas. Like, that's funny, too. You're going to have a first-time ever Stanley Cup champion because neither franchise has ever won a Stanley Cup before. But the Heat last night, it was so remarkable. They dominated that game from the get-go. There were a couple runs that Boston put together, but for the most part, the Heat were locked in. And when I say the Heat, I mean Caleb Martin. Caleb Martin and Duncan Robinson were locked in. Duncan Robinson blocked Jaylen Brown. Blocked his shot. I have to tell you, Jaylen Brown is no good at basketball. And this Malcolm Brogdon, who you loved ever since the acquisition, that guy is an affront to the sport.
First off, Jaylen isn't built to be the guy. He's athletic. He's good. Let me know his numbers.
To be the guy.
But I hope he saw it last night. He is not made to be the, hey, give it to Jaylen. Jason Tatum's built like that. We've seen it all season. Give it to Jason. He'll make something happen. Jaylen's not built like that. And honestly, the Boston Celtics coming back those 3 games, they ran out of juice, man. No, not to the Heat. They choked them out. They scored 84 points in a closeout game. That's embarrassing. But the Boston Celtics did not look like they were not wanting to play the whole energy thing. They were capable to compete with the Heat physically last night.
I was watching that game saying, how'd we lose 3 games to this team? We lost 3 in a row to that squad? How'd that happen?
there were some plays, there were some windows. This is crazy for me to say. That Duncan Robinson looked like the quickest guy on the court. Like what Duncan went and got around this rim for a couple games, and he's like, hey, these layups are a lot easier than these damn threes. Duncan was balling too.
So the Nuggets now are on deck. This is a great time to be alive if you're a South Florida sports fan. Have you guys seen our watch schedule for the next few weeks? I mean, it's remarkable because none of the games overlap, which is great.
Yeah.
You have a couple days off where you get to catch your breath, but you do have spans of 3 and 4 days where you get a game every night. This is going to be such a memorable time in South Florida sports that, make sure people say this all the time. We interview people, right? And we go, are you enjoying it? You're in it. Are you enjoying it? Or someone gets married, you go, hey, take time to enjoy it. I'm telling you, as a sports fan, make sure you acknowledge to yourself just how special these next few weeks are and make yourself aware that you need to enjoy it. This doesn't happen like this. There were no expectations with the Panthers or the Heat. There were huge expectations with the Celtics, with the Bucks, with the Bruins, with the Maple Leafs. Like, there were no expectations. Both our teams are going to the finals, and the Heat did it in emphatic fashion last night. And kind of what you said, we should know by now. You don't doubt Jimmy Butler when he says something. You don't doubt Eric Spoelstra when he tells you something. You don't doubt Pat Riley when he tells you Caleb Martin over PJ Tucker is the right choice. You don't doubt him.
Did y'all really know in y'all's hearts that Caleb Martin was capable of this?
No.
I didn't know if we were lying or not today.
You know what I did know? That Malcolm Brogdon wasn't going to be the difference in the East. How's the DeMar DeRozan Army doing, by the way? Don't think we forgot DeMar DeRozan Army and the Malcolm Brogdon Army right in front of my faces right now.
All right, Mr. Duncan Robinson should be waived guy right in front of my face. Duncan Robinson. I mean, they were guys that just really proved their value and what they mean to the Heat and what they mean to Heat DNA and Heat culture. It was we were so awash in it all these playoffs. And then last night, honestly, Caleb Martin, how many times have we had a guy like that in a moment where it's needed? A guy that other teams were more than willing to cast off, and the Heat go get him. And then all of a sudden, I mean, you watched it last night. Kevin Harlan, Reggie Miller, Stan Van Gundy, they couldn't believe what Caleb Martin was doing. No. I don't think Shaq and Kenny and Ernie and Charles Barkley, they couldn't believe what he was doing. But that is the story of the Heat over and over and over again. So much fun.
Bro, the stuff Caleb was doing is Devin Booker, Joe Johnson, ISO Joe. Like, he would get the ball, and if they didn't double him, I'm going to work the hell out of this dude. He had Al Horford not knowing what was going on. I think Al just closed his eyes at one point and put his hands up. I have not, because I saw he only had 4 20-point games the entire regular season, and I don't even remember them, to be honest. That performance last night at that level, for him to come out and just be cool as a fan, I saw him do the little 3 and slap his hip one time. In his mind, this is what I'm supposed to do. Caleb knew Caleb could do that. I was so impressed. And then Jimmy, the Eastern Conference Final MVP, bro, whenever they needed something, when they went on that run and Jimmy got the steal, like you saw last night what Jimmy Butler did. And anybody talking about Jason Tatum's injury and all this stuff, when Jimmy was hurt, we weren't getting whooped by 20 the entire game. So don't know, he's down. I know it was a difference, but there's injuries in sports. Suck it up and find somebody to do it. We found Caleb Martin to do it. Y'all ain't got nobody on this superior roster now. This superior roster. Y'all have nobody else. That's a problem. The Heat are better. Spo and Riley, you're seeing it now. Does this make us a sports town when we have 2 teams in the championship, or are they still going to hate on us?
Hell Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, I don't know, because Boston's supposed to be the best sports town, but Duncan Robinson was cupping his ear after we blew them out on their home floor, and there was nobody left. There was nobody left with 6 minutes left in that building. And you know why? Because South Florida owns TD Garden. That's why. South Florida owns that building.
The way that I gauge whether a town is a sports town or not is if you go to, I don't know, Walmart, and they still have pots and pans on the shelves. See, if they still have pots and pans, it's not a sports town. If they're sold out of pots and pans and plastic rats, then you know you're in a sports town. Bang the pots and pans, Solana. Bang the pots and pans. Bang the pots and pans.
I like this new rule.
Oh, yeah. Jimmy blurted out an oh, yeah. Jimmy became the Kool-Aid man. Give it to me again, Jimmy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was fun.
Jimmy waited 16 minutes to blurt out an oh, yeah, huh?
Loading up.
Tell you what, I can't last 16 minutes in that situation. My oh, yeah is getting blurted out way before you, Jimmy. Good on you, Jimmy.
Hey, it was worth the 16 minutes.
Good on you. All right, we're going to have some fun today, and we're going to have some fun for the next few weeks. Today, Jason Jackson. Jax has arrived in Denver. He will join us. Brian Geltzeiler from NBA TV, Sirius XM NBA Radio. He will join us. Clay Ferrero from Local 10. Local 10 finally got to break out their pots and pans cam.
Yep.
They've been waiting. They were like, oh, my God, we sold this thing, and we're never going to get to use it. Finally. So we got a lot to get to today and honestly for the next few weeks. Let's start with headlines. So Solana and I are in studio here in Miami. Crowder is in Los Angeles. What are you doing in Los Angeles?
Good timing.
Actually, he'd run out of pots and pans at his house. He had to fly to LA. They got nothing going on.
I'm driving a U-Haul back tonight. South Florida, they're on the way.
He's gonna have you're gonna see him in the Pollo Tropical parking lot on 199th. That's where I get my DVDs. He's gonna have pots and pans in case you need them.
And I'm upcharging. Let me just warn you. I'm what they call price gouging. There's gonna be some price gouging going on.
All for it. What are you doing in LA?
Out here to interview some guys for the pivot.
You tell us who?
Very predominant point guard. That's old.
Oh,
Gets injured.
Hey,
Gets injured. All right. Well, I mean,
And,
like that's not a hint. Like you're just saying his name at that point.
and a
Point guard who gets injured.
a running back that voided a $40 million deal and not in the league anymore. That's all I can give you. That's all I can give you.
that point guard may or may not be neighbors with Bill Ryder. And if you're a big
That's right.
fan of the show,
He is.
you know who
100%.
it is.
That's a great call by you.
I'm giving away the hint, Solana. I'm the hint guy.
That's a great call by you. Neighbor. That's a weird thing, right? To just be neighbors with Bill Ryder, and Bill Ryder and him don't get along
At
because
all.
Bill Ryder is tough on him.
Yeah.
You know what? It's y'all is the wrong guy. He doesn't play for the Lakers. He lives here.
Yeah. Exactly.
I think I know who it is.
Yeah, I don't think Crowder remembers the Bill Ryder story,
Right.
because
Bro,
the guy I'm mentioning does not play for the Lakers.
I don't even know I was on a plane this morning. You think I'm remember 3 weeks ago?
It was more like 3 years
3
ago.
years
I think
ago, yeah.
Bill Ryder told us that. All right, let's get headlines here. A celebratory Tuesday. Let's get headlines with Alejandro Solana.
They're driven by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Supercenter. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford. We know trucks. So I'll catch our breath here.
Yeah, baby.
You know, because it's not done. Job's not done.
No.
4 more wins.
No.
Head to Denver on Thursday. But I will say, you know, there's a lot of talk about the Heat losing in dramatic fashion. Game 6, how would they respond? The Miami Heat are going to the NBA Finals!
Hit the pots and pans! Pots and pans! Oh, yeah! Jimmy, give me an oh, yeah! What was that? Is someone knocking at your door?
I was slamming my pen into the light.
That was your celebration?
Metal on metal. I thought it might do something.
Terrible. Very, very disorienting. It sounds like someone's knocking at your door.
I was celebrating.
It's Bra Man from the 6th floor.
Selling these chickens.
You know what I am seeing a lot of today? Well, the Celtics are the better team, but they didn't play up to their standards. Hey, the Heat beat them 5 times out of 7 games, if you really think about it. I mean, they needed one of the most miraculous shots in the history of basketball with 0.2 of a second left to beat the Heat once to save off their season. The Heat beat them essentially 5 times out of 7. Crowder, you're right. The Heat were the better team in this series.
But it's going to happen. It's going to happen next series. It happened. How did we stop Giannis? We did. Oh, man, there's no way Boston too talented. We whooped them. Oh, now Denver. Denver's the most talented. Well, let's see. Let's see now. I'm telling you, I got the guts this series because when you 3 series in a row prove that my doubt is dumb, I'm not going to be dumb a 4th time. The Heat. I got the Heat in the finals.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And if you're going to
fool you 4 times.
Right. And Denver, by the way, right now is a 9-point favorite. It was 8 yesterday, then 8.5. It is up to 9. The action is on Denver. Denver, a 9-point favorite, 1 point away from a double-digit favorite in the NBA Finals against a team, like you say, that is disposed of Milwaukee, New York, and Boston. Okay. All right, Vegas. Okay.
Vegas is motivating us. Every time they see the line, Jimmy winks. Okay. Okay, Vegas, whatever you got.
The schedule, by the way, for the next week or whatever is just stupid, man.
Yep.
Like it is just stupid. So the NBA Finals begin Thursday, June 4th. June 1st. This Thursday, June 1st. Saturday, Game 1, Stanley Cup Finals in Vegas. Sunday, Game 2 of the NBA Finals. It is literally like that every single day.
Yeah.
Monday, the 5th, Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Finals. The 7th, Game 3, NBA Finals in Miami. The 8th, Stanley Cup Finals, Game 3 in Sunrise. The 9th, NBA Finals, Game 4 in Miami. The 10th, Stanley Cup Finals in Sunrise. Back-to-back days, we will have a finals game in South Florida.
Just amazing. Just amazing.
Yes.
And then it continues. The 10th, if necessary, the 12th, the 13th, the 15th, the 16th, the 18th, and the 19th, if necessary. If they all go 7, there would be games in June. It will be the craziest 19 days of our lives.
And then you'd have a parade on the 20th and the 21st. I mean, I'm telling you, your June is booked.
Thank God for trip insurance.
It's all worth it, Solana.
I'll tell you that on a first-hand basis. 3 hours with Aeromexico today was all worth it, baby. I got to be honest. I don't know what else is happening in sports. I saw Kevin Weeks. You sent us some text about the Colorado Avalanche have a new head coach. Who has a new head coach?
I don't think it was the Avalanche. I think it was Nashville, wasn't it?
Nashville.
Yeah, Nashville.
Bruno.
Who are they?
Bruno Man.
Oh, was it really Bruno?
That's why I sent it to you. Yeah, it was just a random NHL coaching hire.
I think the Marlins play tonight against the Padres, 6:40 p.m. They open up a 3-game series. I didn't prepare any headlines. I'll be 100% honest with you.
You don't need to.
Because the Miami Heat are going to the NBA Finals. They won a Game 7 in Boston.
And what else do you need to know?
And Alonzo Mourning was handed the Bob Cousy Trophy on the logo in TD Garden. And Jimmy Butler, he lifted the Larry Bird MVP trophy in Boston. Chef's kiss. Chef's kiss last night.
Maybe should have let Caleb put a hand on it.
Agreed. But did you see when Bam tried to pass the Eastern Conference Bob Cousy trophy to Jimmy Butler? You guys see the flex Jimmy Butler had on live TV?
No.
He just looked at it. He looked at Bam. He shrugged his shoulders. He said, nah. Didn't want to touch it.
Doesn't need that.
Didn't want to touch it.
He needs a Larry O'Brien trophy. He doesn't need that nonsense.
Not his goal.
Yeah.
Well, I want to reach my goal. And he told us last year what the goal was.
I'm with him. All right. Anything else, Solana?
I tell y'all. So speaking about the celebration, it has to be a good day if Alonzo Mourning smiles.
For real.
I was like, he's happy? What? We got action.
Your weather from the Demesman and Dover law firm. Call them 866-954-MORE for free consultations 24/7. Visit their website, youraccidentattorneys.com. A couple cloudy skies today in South Florida. Who cares, man? Who cares? Today is perfect. That's your weather.
Give us the 2 words that matter most, Jimmy. Give it to us.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's our rallying cry. Oh, yeah. Lay it down, Jimmy.
Oh, yeah.
Give it to me again, Jimmy.
Oh, yeah.
One more time.
Oh, yeah.
You're petering out already?
Running out of juice. He's like the Celtics.
25 minutes into the show. You're petered out already?
Come on, Jason Tatum.
Later on.
Wait a minute. I got one more.
One more, Jimmy.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.